Life is a non-fiction. I grew up watching TV shows about adulthood. Shows like How I Met Your Mother and Friends. They showed me how my adulthood would look like. And each episode follows a neat storytelling arc. It always starts with a problem, and then the character struggles, solution emerge, and finally, at the end of the episode, they will learn something. And they will be laughing, drinking coffee at the cafe where they usually hang out at the end of the episode. And I thought that's how my life would be, but it wasn't. I waited for those daily friend hangouts at the local cafe, but it never happened because my friends and we live in different cities. I anticipated exciting plot twists in my life, but instead it was replaced with mundane routines and ordinary days. I work, eat, sleep, and repeat. I was expecting to be the protagonist who achieved his dreams, but years passed and I'm just an ordinary guy. So no matter how hard I tried to make myself the protagonist of a sitcom, it's never gonna work because my life is non-fiction. I learned that life isn't meant to be lived as if you're the main character of a drama series. In life, we're supposed to be the screenwriter. We're supposed to be the directors. We're supposed to be the one who writes the story and control what's going to happen. So if I want to hang out with my friends, I should make the call. I should invite them to do something. Nothing will happen if I just wait and hope for them to magically appear in the cafe nearby. If I want my life to be less monotonous, I should try something new. I should try doing new things. I should not do the things I've always been doing all this time. I should spend the effort to create those moments. And I think if we don't try to break the pattern, then the loop will repeat. And the same thing will happen over and over again. Because here's the thing. Our life will never follow a perfect narrative arc. It will never follow the perfect plot. And maybe your life will never have an interesting plot twist. Because it's non-fiction. And it's not an episode that's just going to last in 20 or 30 minutes. And maybe sometimes you will learn a lesson, sometimes you may not learn a lesson. So we should stop waiting for life to be interesting. We should stop expecting for the perfect timing, and we should stop hoping for a miracle to happen. Because life is non-fiction, but that doesn't make it any less interesting. It doesn't make it any less beautiful. So don't waste your time waiting, expecting, and hoping for things to happen for you. I think you need to spend time to experience life to the fullest. And I hope you find this insightful. Remember, it's not going to be easy, but it's not impossible.